All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game between Sheik versus ToD. This game taking place here on Tyrannus Stand. Sheik has spawned as the red undead player over here on the bottom right-hand side of the map. For some reason, he is on the top left in terms of, the overlay can't really fix that. Meanwhile, on the bottom left here, we have ToD spawning as the yellow human. And, well, this is Tyrannus Stand. I believe this is W3C or W3 Champions Season 5 Division 1. Played a little bit more than a week ago. Hello, Lord McWilliams. Good of you to join me this morning. Thank you for tuning in as we're looking at ToD perhaps opening up with his Goblin Alchemist build here on a Tyrannus Stand. We don't see an Altar of Kings as of yet. I have heard that ToD sometimes goes for a Goblin Alchemist on Tyrannus Stand, and it was able to creep incredibly quickly. And we'll see if that is going to hold true or if he chooses some other hero. Now, for all of you guys out there who are wondering what's going on with my YouTube, first I gotta say thank you for those who have subbed, bits, donations, Patreon, all of that. That's kind of holding me together right now. It's kind of I don't know what's really going on with my YouTube. Supposedly I got released, but I haven't really been released yet, and therefore YouTube can't or Google can't help me, and it may be that one of the networks are actually holding my pennies type of thing. It's not even really that much money. I earn about, I would say, $4, no, $5 a day. Casting and doing all that, really not what I should be focusing my attention on after all this time. But it's how much I earn, and we're gonna see a Dreadlord first. All right, so Sheik opening for a Dreadlord first, as after I was confused, and we're gonna be looking at ToD going for Panda first. All right, so Panda first going for against Dreadlord first. We're gonna see Militia now clear out creep camps here, and meanwhile the Panda Brewmaster clearing out the Rogue Wizard here. Acolyte trying to figure out what's going on. We are training up Defend already. So this is a little bit of an interesting or very curious type of creep pattern, opting to go for Defend earlier instead of trying to go for additional footmen. He is currently supply blocked 24 over 24, so he is making use of that research time. So Panda versus Dreadlord first, not your typical strategy at all by any stretch of the imagination. As we're looking at the Dreadlord down here, well, what is the Dreadlord going to do except get to level 2? All right, so Dreadlord first versus Panda first in a human versus undead matchup. Very curious, and my mind is just trying to extrapolate what the large-term strategy going to be. Wow, early defend. Is human making an early aggression? Well, early defend against a night elf makes sense, but early defend against footmen, oh no. It's so that one footman here from ToD can actually clear out all of these creep camps here. Look at ToD's footman. ToD's footman is just like, yeah, sure. Like, you guys can just attack me. I have decent damage against your medium armor, and even with your frost armor, I'm just gonna reflect that damage back. All right, coming back through, we see Dreadlord with a potion of invulnerability, and now going to clear off the remaining Rogue Wizard here. Sheik now currently sitting at 2.5, going to get closer to 3. Meanwhile, Panda is looking to try and get to 3 as well, currently with a potion of replenishment, and also has Drunken Brawler over Drunken Haze. Interesting call here, going for Drunken Brawler over Drunken Haze. Not going to be able to add that damage over time a bonus that many seems to melt down a lot of those ghouls. All right, unit's going to get finished off here, and now, well, that one footman was able to do a good bit of damage. Now perhaps try and retreat back, or has he rejoined in on the fight? Yeah, it might have been this footman here rejoined in on the fight, as the Panda does get up to level 3. All right, an 11 armor Panda in position already. That last skeletal minion going to get taken down. Panda sitting at level 3. Is he going to go for Drunken Haze here. No, also cleared out the top as well. So Panda has cleared out a good number of creep camps. And after all this time, both sides are actually sitting on one, well, trying to set up their expansions. All right, Peasant should really be trying to speed build here. Panda could get in some additional damage. Panda does have boots of speed, should be able to chase after these ghouls pretty easily, adding in that damage. It looks like a perfect distance for Breath of Fire now, trying to go after all of those units as we're looking at the footmen, well, trying to pad in front as well. All right, what is this going on here? Dreadlord is coming back across. Panda, is he going to try and get some Breath of Fire damage off on that last ghoul? One or two more shots, a critical strike should be enough right there as the ghoul does get taken down. No unholy aura. Panda with boots of speed really dishing it out right there. Breath of Fire going back across the Dreadlord. Dreadlord also has boots of speed, and we are seeing a lot more boots of speed play as of late. ToD with Panda first. Sure, it's ToD. It is. Panda doing a bit of chasing against that Dreadlord. Dreadlord still running around pretty freely. Well, this is taken from a tournament, so and we did see ToD using that early defend to be able to creep out those creep camps that are very heavy in heavy in piercing damage and medium armor. So that defend style right there, just opening up a little bit of time and still going off to the races here. All right, a little bit of departing damage, so to speak. The Brewmaster going to go ahead and head back home. Meanwhile, some skeletal minions trying to put pressure here as we are getting up a lumber mill up and running for ToD. ToD already having a decent amount of lumber, but opting to try and get more for guard towers. May try and go for masonry upgrades as well eventually. Down to the south here, ghouls are going to be quickly be spotted. Panda going to be coming back around. Well, you don't want to allow large Breath of Fire AoE damage across multiple units. That just adds up extremely quickly as the Panda now can continue to engage. And this is ToD really using Defend to his biggest advantage. Terranistan has a large number of piercing damage creeps. By researching Defend, it's allowing ToD to do a bit of creeping away from the hero. You can see he hasn't really lost anything. Maybe he's militia at the most. And now what's going to happen next? He's going to use that potion of replenishment, picks up a potion of mana, and that Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3 currently being left behind as the Dreadlord now going to make its way over as well. One single ghoul carry on Swarm now coming in, and Sheik, well, going to go ahead and return the favor, getting in big points of damage. Dreadlord going to go ahead and exchange back and forth. Are we going to see Breath of Fire? Panda, Breath of Fire across those units here, as nothing is going to be able to get in front of that Dreadlord now with those boots of speed. Dreadlord, however, double backing around. This could be rather dangerous. There are some footmen down to the south here. Dreadlord, well, what's going to go across down to 346 hit points. Panda just trying to close in on that distance. And the Dreadlord looks like it will be able to get away. Is the Sheep going to cause a bit of problems? Yes, the Sheep actually getting in front of that damage a little bit. Skeletal minions right there as well, getting added in once more. Footman of ToD could have tried to make its way back down as we're looking at perhaps a Drunken Haze onto the Dreadlord. No Drunken Haze. Did get up to level 4. Nope, level 2 Drunken Brawler as we're looking down to the south here. And still, Footman with Shredder clearing out some difficult creep camps. All right, gonna go ahead and get a Breath of Fire off here. Sheik, first one to the mercenary camp, gets a large amount of reinforcements as the Panda now going to perhaps turn back around, perhaps get off one more Breath of Fire, but we could get another Mud Golem slow as the Dreadlord now down to 120 hit points. All right, Panda still trying to retreat away, having a little bit of longevity due to Drunken Brawler and that +7 armor. Another Breath of Fire could be in order. Goblin Zeppelin, however, going to pick things up. There's a little bit more damage right there. Dreadlord able to escape. Need more videos on YouTube. If I wish I was getting paid on YouTube right now. That's just not happening. Staff of Teleportation coming back across. This could be a double whammy situation. Asleep onto the Panda. Dreadlord able to pick up the item. Are we going to see the Dreadlord wake up in Panda wake up in time? No, we are not. Going to go ahead and pick up Drop Off and the Goblin Zeppelin with a bunch of low hit point units. There is now mudslinging involved as well, as the Goblin Zeppelin is currently slowed. And now we're going to see ToD there try to put in a little bit of pressure here. All right, in comes the damage. Dreadlord or Panda could get dropped down here. Are we going to see the Panda drop? Breath of Fire perhaps going to come back around. are we going to see the Breath of Fire? There's a Breath of Fire. Dreadlord is now once again in the Goblin Zeppelin. Do we see anything that can attack right there? No, we do not. There we are, as the Goblin Zeppelin could get taken down. Need a little bit more sight, and going to take a little bit more damage, down to 74 hit points. And that Goblin Zeppelin back down there. No staff of teleportation, any way to get in front of that Zeppelin at all. Going to turn things back around. And well, the Zeppelins are just trying to attack each other once more. That Goblin Zeppelin, well, a new one was actually trained and rehired up in that crazy engagement. One Goblin Zeppelin was taken down. Panda gets a Breath of Fire off, and then the Dreadlord drops out of the sky. Dreadlord trying to keep that distance away once more, as the Panda going to continue to clear up some of that distance. All right, more damage getting added through. Another Breath of Fire could try and finish things off. Are we going to see the Dreadlord? What is that? Using line of sight on the building. The Panda could have blindly Breath of Fired there, but Sheik knew that ToD did not have sight. That was absolutely a crazy positional move there. Hiding behind a building without line of sight, Dreadlord then felt confident enough to use Carrion Swarm to kill a unit and then jump back into that Zeppelin. Crazy engagement. Bummer. Hope my likes on your videos are helping somehow. Well, they are for recommendations. Yes, please, if you guys enjoy my videos on YouTube, or have the time to head over to my YouTube to like my videos as well. It helps the YouTube search algorithms recommend me to more people who enjoy WarCraft 3. Coming back through, Sheik looking to continue to clear up more of the remaining units again. We have now seen a transition into mass gargoyles, which is not the strategy that I would have expected Sheik to do when there is already a level 5 Panda in play. All right, look at all of that damage. One Breath of Fire across all of those units would spell certain death and damage. Breath of Fire, however, finishing off all of the Acolytes instead, as the Panda is just sitting around going, you know what, I'm good. All right, Staff of Sanctuary ready to be used. However, not going to be used just quite yet, as the Footmen with Defend are trying to reflect a bit of damage back. Brewmaster sleeping on the job, and still sleeping, as we're going to look at perhaps a bit of an engagement here. Are we going to see another Breath of Fire trying to continue to attack? There's Breath of Fire going across all of those units. Cooldown on that Breath of Fire does seem like forever and a day right now, as this Brewmaster going to back himself into a corner, and backing himself into a corner with Breath of Fire seems like a rather good call here. No sleep. There's the sleep on the Brewmaster. Going to follow it up with the Scroll of Town Portal as well, I believe. Are we going to get a Breath of Fire first? That is the question. Oh, nope. There could have been a Breath of Fire first, followed by a Scroll of Town Portal, but that would have been a bit greedy. All right, Scroll of Regeneration, Clarity Potion, all being used. It looked like it used some sort of potion of mana for a second. Not 100% sure. Oh, we are going into Blizzard. What style of Warcraft 3 is ToD playing? ToD going for Panda first, into Archmage second, with Blizzard first. Definitely not your traditional strategies by any stretch of the imagination. There is Blizzard now raining down. Acolytes taking quite a bit of damage. Acolytes now trying to back away, as it looks as though the Brewmaster will be able to finish off this creep camp pretty easily. Meanwhile, gargoyles coming in from the sky. There's Goblin Sappers, and they've made their presence known as well. Now the gargoyle is going to go ahead and dive on in here. Guard towers are in massive repair. Carrion Swarm going to push damage through, as Sheik now having problems with these guard towers, but the Carrion Swarm going to stop any sort of repairing if it's wanted. These peasants should really be on auto repair. It looks like it's going to be death of expansions, as both sides not really looking to protect their own expansion, as opposed to just try to shut down their opponents. All right, Gargoyles having some fun times taking down these units. 48 supply compared to 51. Dreadlord now sitting at level 5. Panda sitting at level 5.5. Archmage sitting at level 1. No Brilliance Aura as of yet. And yes, this Nerubian Tower will get taken down, and we go into Siege Engines. All right, so ToD is just playing a very almost dirty style of human, going for mass siege engines with the anti-air attack as well. All right, trying to take down piercing damage units here. Gonna always be very difficult. Why isn't the siege engine being brought over to the battle? That is the question here. This is multiple siege engines going into the engagement, and you can see that that cluster damage does add up really really large. That barrage damage right there. All right, Staff of Teleportation, and the Panda is going to come in and say, you know what? I can Breath of Fire you guys all game long, and I only need to be the guy on the ground. All right, Panda coming back over. Are we going to see another Breath of Fire, finishing off unit after unit after unit? 132 critical strike, Clarity Potion coming back through. Are we going to see an AoE damage? Yes, we are. There is that Breath of Fire, and then still having the benefit of Potion of Mana and Clarity Potion here. Sheiks, looking to finish off some more units as we're looking at the barrage from the siege engines really just lighting up the skies, so to speak. All right. Haven't seen workshops since the Dark Ages. Are you sure? Versus Night Elf then? Human versus Night Elf? It's right that. Yes, I would actually expect to see a workshop in a game versus Night Elf. All right, a little bit more damage coming back on through. Ogre Mauler coming over as the siege engine with barrage, finishing off a handful of gargoyles in the air right now. And now the Dreadlord is actually in a bit of a strange spot. Archmage does have a potion of healing. Are we going to get... Oh, there's a sleep right there. Scroll of healing being used once more. Panda does have No, he does not have Earthstorm and Fire. He went for Drunken Haze 6th. All right, no Earthstorm and Fire. Went for Drunken Haze as his level 6 ability, perhaps to try and slow down those gargoyles. And this is just... Are we really seeing this as the siege engines down to the south are just making sure that no expansions are able to run? Meanwhile, the gargoyles here are pretty much doing a very similar thing. Breath of Fire really not catching that many gargoyles this time around, but the gargoyles really cannot protect the expansion here, as we're going to see Sheik perhaps lose one of his ziggurats down to the south. All right, Gargoyle is going to try and retreat. Siege engines just say, I'm just going to roll on through. 58 supply compared to 39. One siege engine could get taken down. Meanwhile, the Gargoyles are looking to back away. All right, this is a beautiful mess of a game. Dreadlord now with the ability to summon down an Infernal. Is that going to be all it needs? As, well, 6 tanks walk into an undead base. And, well, that's pretty much the joke right there, as the Infernals are now going to be dealing that chaos damage. They were looking for a way to easily deal damage, and, well, the chaos damage of the Infernal is exactly what they were looking for. All right, siege engines getting burned up absolute to a crisp. Now Staff of Teleportation going to come on over. Panda perhaps going to Breath of Fire out to try and save some of those units. Carrion Swarm ripping through some of those tanks as the Halls of the Dead is now... Well, Halls of the Dead is in a little bit of pressure. Coming back across here, Gargoyles able to finish off more and more of these units here. Are we going to see Blizzard raining down? No, just Archmage just trying to auto-attack here as this Black Citadel does get taken out. All right. Nerubian Tower showing 33 over 30 supply. There is 8 workers versus 6. Panda is still in this fight here. Not quite sure how he's engaging, as he is going to be forced to back up again. I feel like he should kill the Ziggs first. No, rebuilding of the Necropolis is always important. Trying to train up any additional units. Can't even train up a Gargoyle right now, as the guard towers are really just trying to shoo away some of those units again. All right, we're going to see a Breath of Fire. No, we do not see a Breath of Fire, but we do see the death of a Gargoyle there. Panda sitting at level 6, Archmage sitting at level 2, level 1 Brilliance Aura, well, still being used. Expansion. Two bases mining compared to, well, 1 base mining for Sheik. Sheik is desperately trying to get this haunted gold mine back up and running. Meanwhile, the Infernal just walks into the base and says, you know what, I can get in some easy damage here, can't I? All right, Panda, ToD not going for any casters this time around. No priest, really only getting a lot of healing. Oh, gotta be careful here. Brewmaster down to 47 hit points. Staff of Sanctuary saves the Brewmaster as the Carrion Swarm, I believe, maybe clipped the side right there, getting in a little bit of extra damage. The Infernal dealing so much damage here, as the Goblin Shredder now being joined in on the fight as well. Gargoyles maybe trying to come back over. Yes, Gargoyles going to be making their way back over, but Siege Engines say, you know what, you're trying to set up an expansion. I don't think so. Infernal now chasing after the siege engines back to the south here. We're looking at a little bit of damage here. Oh, one siege engine with barrage really taking or lighting up the sky, so to speak. Are we going to see another attack? No, we are not. as the staff of teleportation of the Dreadlord teleporting all the way back home as the expansion was stopped once more. All right, leaving one siege engine here to try and, needs to get a little bit closer. And if it was a little bit closer, should actually be able to attack more. Just position itself right there, and it will have no problems trying to fight back here. Gargoyles now making their way back down, coming back through in Dreadlord sitting at level 6. Well, Haunted Goldmine Ziggurat trying to be reestablished. A Black or Necropolis now back up. We are sitting very minimal, only tier 1 tech coming in from the undead. Gargoyles not even able to be trained any longer as the Panda is back and ready for action. Staff of Sanctuary, that beautiful transfer earlier. And all ToD needs to do is leave one siege engine here, and that is going to stop any of the attacks from those mass gargoyles. The question is going to be whether or not ToD can keep this expansion at bay long enough, and by keeping it at bay, should be able to end up coming in with the victory. As we're looking at the Haunted Gold Mine, well, Haunted Gold Mine once more getting canceled. Infernal coming down, stunning the siege engines once again. Units trying to go ways, and ToD's siege engine is still a bit slowed. Mud Golem able to slow down this siege engine with no problem as the siege engine just trying to run back. All right, well, you chase one, 4 more are going to take its place. One siege engine is in position here. Well, that 2-0 upgrade more than enough. Staff of Teleportation, where is it going? Teleporting back to the other side here as the Panda, well, going to perhaps try and engage here. Breath of Fire, not very effective. Sheik actually purposely getting magic immune units as well, or perhaps just the Mud Golem happened to be magic immune. The Infernal is magic immune, and a cancellation once more. All right. Could not have predicted this particular game at all. Infernal now trying to retreat back as well, as the Panda still looking to run back here. Infernal does have 1,500 hit points. Very difficult to take out. Archmage now making its way back down across as well. And what is this Panda going to do? Panda looking to retreat back again. We're looking at the Infernal still making their way over. And here it is, a 2-on-1 fight. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Carrion Swarm. Are we going to see Staff of Sanctuary come back across? And it looks as though, well, Mud Golem coming in from Sheik as the Mud Golem now trying to retreat back. Panda unable to catch up that final distance as this one siege engine, well, is it going to try and get repaired? 49 to 60 damage. Guard towers are right in position, and in comes a little bit of repairs right here as the guard towers are going to be more than enough coverage. Coming back through, well, where are those gargoyles? No gargoyles to be seen. Infernals dealing quite a bit of, Infernals trying to just get a little bit of damage off onto some of those units, but unable to do so. ToD using his expansion as though it was some sort of garage, repairing all of these units. Sheik perhaps just unsure of how to follow this up. We need to see a slaughterhouse. We need to see meat wagons, surprisingly enough, as a way to try and stop these siege engines. These siege engines with that fortified armor take bonus damage from meat wagons. Panda shows up to the party and says, you know what, I'm here. I can try to add up some more damage again, but Mud Golem able to slip away once more, getting in a bit of slow again. All right, Dreadlord trying to get away. Orb of Fire, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire damage over time as that Dreadlord down to 260 hit points. Are we going to see a little bit more damage added back up? Drunken Haze could be thrown down once more. There's a sleep instead as the siege engines are rolling on down. Gargoyles unable to do very much. ToD with over 80 supply, training up quad tanks right now. 12 supply in tanks as the Infernal, well, rushes on through. Staff of Teleportation should be coming back online here. Panda, no ultimate. Nope, he opted to go for Drunken Haze as his level 6 ability, as we're still looking at the siege engines trying to push their way. We are at Halls of the Dead. Are we going to perhaps see a slaughterhouse? More gargoyles can be trained finally if that's what you're looking for, as the Halls of the Dead is quickly dropping. Level 7 now on that Dreadlord. What, well, how is Vampiric Aura going to be helpful at all, as the ghouls are now going to finish off these siege engines down to the south. Meanwhile, back over here at the expansion where mining was trying to take place, not much can go on. Acolytes all getting finished off here, and that is going to be the game. Sheik throws in the towel, unable to butt heads against these tanks and come away with a victory. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys were entertained. This is not a game that I would recommend players try to learn and how human to beat undead. But then again, maybe this is going to be the new meta. I know that ToD um, really does not like the human versus undead matchup. Playing a standard game just wasn't going to work, and I think ToD knew that. So ToD's like, well, if I can't play standard, I might as well play non-standard. And see, and the people saying, oh my gosh, tanks OP, like, really, like, you should look at the situation more like ToD and so many human players hate this matchup so much that they're forced to play human in a completely different way in order to come away with a victory against undead. And you got to remember, this was not against your standard Death Knight Lich. I don't know how well the Lich and Death Knight would have fared going up against mass siege engines, as Death Coil Frost Nova doesn't target them. It was actually a little bit of luck, or perhaps he was tipped off. A little bird told Sheik that we may be looking at siege engines, so you may need Carrion Swarm instead. Hope you guys were entertained. Stick around for more Warcraft 3.